All right, thanks, Carla. We're hanging out with Stealing Angels. How you guys doing?
Hi.
You guys look fantastic. Like you all prepared and looked in the mirror this morning and said, "I'll wear this."
Traffic girl, Carla.
The morning show, Carla.
Yeah, I love
The big
her.
night. I mean, yeah.
I love WSIX.
Are you
I'm
giving a
from
shout out
Nashville.
to Carla right now?
I love Carla. Yeah, she used to come to Country Music Hall of Fame all the time when she was getting married and she was doing the hydroxy cut stuff. Yeah.
And Taylor worked there.
And I worked there.
Right on. All right. Well, yeah,
Okay,
you're a
so,
local.
hey, Carla,
you know,
what's up?
you're in the know. You're more in the know than I am, I think.
Yes, I am, Ray Liotta.
That's all right. Now, first of all, is there a story behind the name of the band?
Yep.
You want to tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. The story is we couldn't think of a name forever. We had so many names like the Girls. We just called the Girls forever because we couldn't think of one. Then we changed to Vintage Lightning, which we all like. Cadillac Rose,
That's
we
cool.
liked.
I like
But
Vintage
then we decided on Jetica. And Taylor and I were down, and
they
Jen
decided on Jetica.
Jen loved it the most.
No,
Is that a real word?
Jen hates
Jetica?
it.
Sounds like something mean, like
Oh, that's
Jetica.
right.
Or like
Jetica.
Love it.
I never told y'all this, but Mom's the one that came up with it.
of course she is.
That's amazing. All right, and then tell me about the single. You guys got a single out right now.
Oh yeah, yes, it's called Little Blue Sky. It's on iTunes today. Here you go. This is for you.
Thank you
Little
so
Blue
much.
Sky Vodka.
Little Blue Sky.
To make
That's
you feel
amazing.
good.
Yep.
Wow. So you have an alcoholic beverage that goes along with the single.
Yeah, of course.
Not too many people do that. I
We
love
do
it.
though. That's
And what's
what we
the song about?
The song is about, just the person or animal in your life that makes you feel good and loved, and like when you listen to it, who you're grateful for. Everyone has that little blue sky in their life. Apparently Taylor is rolling her eyes at me, so I'm not.
Today, and his name is Eric Church.
Oh, I just interviewed that guy.
Oh,
He's the chief. He's awesome.
She is in love with him.
He's a good man. I like his album. All right, and so you guys touring or what?
We are actually this weekend. We're singing the anthem at the NASCAR race.
Get out.
In Phoenix Saturday. It's going to
So
be on
true.
ESPN2. Tune in.
Right on. Congratulations.
And we're just playing a bunch of shows, so.
Sweet. And what does the future hold for Stealing Angels? I know it's a cheesy question.
Taylor, tell them about it. We're competing right up there with Eric Church, right?
We have been knocking the charts with Eric Church. He told us he was scared of us because
Because you have a drink in your hand, and that's why. And he's afraid
all
that
you gotta
know what
do
it is.
is, oh, you're good. I love you.
I love you too.
And we'll see you later, okay?
Awesome.
iTunes, Little Blue Sky, StealingAngels.com.
She's wrapping us up.
Wrapping it up.
Cool.
Bye.
All right, well then get on with your bad selves.
Bye, Carla.
You guys got bigger and better things to do.
No,
Thank you
no,
very
we
much.
Don't. This is where it's
Thank
at.
you. How you guys doing? I'm here with Rascal Flatts.
What's up, bro?
How you boys doing?
Good, man.
You don't stop. You guys are juggernauts. You just keep going. Like,
I know it.
just attacking the charts. Relentless.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You got
she's-
Easy out right now.
Yeah.
With
Natasha Bedingfield, yeah.
Yeah, amazing song.
Natasha Bedingfield and Jada are both on it, and it's, yeah.
And Jada, yeah. I got to say, I like the key change in the second verse. I know that's like when she comes in, like right in the middle. Like, great place to... It was Jada's idea?
I know.
You're Oz, huh? You're the man behind all the...
You know what? It's pretty unlikely to do it in a verse, so I think that's kind of what makes it cool and unique. Usually when you hear mod, it's at the end of the song and the last chorus.
And it's really predictable. It's like, okay, they're going to do it now.
So
but
usually
right in the
people
middle of
just
the verse is
turn
great.
the channel, right at the second verse.
I love it,
over.
man. It's fantastic. So what have you guys been up to? What's new?
Just CMA week, man. We're really pumped. We get to do that performance with Natasha, and Lionel Richie's in town, man.
That's right. Did you guys
going
hear
up-
about the whole, he's like coming out on stage with Darius, I think?
It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Darius and us.
He
and
might come
Little
out with
Big
us,
Town.
too.
Yeah? Oh, so he's just going to be all over everybody. He's just...
It's a medley.
Yeah. 25 artists are going to
See,
sing
I'm
with
learning
him.
more and more every interview I do.
Yeah, so it's, he did a big, he took all of his songs, had country artists do it. That was his project. But on the CMAs, the medley will be start with Little Big Town into Darius Rucker, and then... So, yeah, it's going to be really cool.
All right, and then what do you guys got coming up in the future? What's next on the plate next year?
Well,
Sleep.
Yeah.
Friday.
Well,
after this is over.
Actually,
I was going to ask everybody. I've been asking what's on your Christmas list. What do you want for Christmas?
well, we'd like to be done with this new album.
All right.
That'd be a great
and,
present.
And that comes out in the spring.
Okay.
And then starting like second week of January, we're back on tour. So
Sweet. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck with that.
thanks, brother.
And
What does that
thank you for
mean?
stopping by.
Oh.
And we really appreciate your
Hey,
time.
thank you.
Appreciate you having us,
God
man.
bless you guys. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Keep your hair up. Looks great.
Right, back at
Killer.
you.
The
Back
fourth
at you.
flat.
All right, thanks, Billy. Well, we're here with the one and only Faith Hill. How you doing?
I'm
good
great.
to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm great. It's a good day. I'm interviewing Faith Hill, so it's a good day. What's new with you? What's been going on these days?
Well, let's see.
I heard you got a new album coming out.
I have a new album coming out in February.
And it's called?
I can't say yet.
You can say the name of the single, though, right? Coming Home?
The single's called Come Home.
Come
and
Home.
I'm performing it on the CMAs tomorrow night.
That's amazing. And, yeah, I mean, it comes out tomorrow. It debuts tomorrow.
It comes out tomorrow.
And I think we're going to be rocking it. We're going to be rocking it on WSIX, the big 98. I think we're going to be one of the first ones playing it.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us about the song. What's it about? What's the subject matter?
Well, it's kind of a universal subject matter. It's just basically a human story of love and sacrifice and the things that we all go through as human beings to when you love somebody, the things that you do.
Gotcha.
You know, it could be for...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a double meaning in there about like coming back to country and like getting like just coming back swinging?
I am coming back swinging, but there's not a double meaning.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just know that you love this town so much. Like you are Nashville. You know, when the floods happened, you were out there making things happen. You know.
Oh, you were so sweet to say that. You told me a few minutes ago that you moved from California about a year ago.
That's true.
So you got to witness how great this community is and how everyone really pitches
really
in, and it really
everybody cares about each other. It's great. And so what's next on the? Are you got some tours coming up or anything like that?
Well, I finishing mixing the record, which we'll do by next week.
Okay.
It comes out in February, and then I'll be on the very massive promotional tour, getting that thing out there, and then Tim and I go to Australia to do a few shows over there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by.
You're very welcome.
Your time, Faith.
Thank you. Have fun. You did a great job.
Thanks. Appreciate it. From People Country, or Country People, which
People Country.
People Country. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Absolutely.
So give us a little rundown on the magazine. I mean, is it just a country version of People magazine?
Yeah, well, we've been doing this special issue for a couple of years now, and this year we actually have had 4 of them. This is our 4th this year, and this is our end of the year issue. I'll show you the cover.
Got Faith on the cover.
That's right. So we've just found that, I mean, there's a lot of crossover in country, People magazine readers and country music, but there was just a real interest in doing something very specific to the country genre, and this gives us a chance to go in the homes, and really in depth with the country stars, and hopefully give a whole side of them that people don't usually get a chance to see.
So is there all kinds of juicy country star gossip in there?
Yeah, but I think yes, we
Is
like
there anything that you want to tell us that we might not know that's okay to talk about right now?
Well, I'm just
because I'm sure you know all kinds of cool stuff that we don't know.
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting about the interview that we did with Faith is that, I mean, she's a hugely accomplished and confident star, of course, but there's a certain sort of apprehension and nervousness about going into with her album coming out, and I think it was that was really interesting to sort of see her. She was still actually making the album when we talked to her, and she's feeling she wants to make sure that this sort of represents who she is, and I think she's hoping that her fans are still going to be there. And so it was an interesting different side of her that I hadn't really seen before. Yeah,
vulnerability.
Yeah, exactly. That I hadn't seen before.
Awesome. And so are you going to the CMAs?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be working. I'll be backstage.
Anybody that you're looking forward to seeing perform, or anybody that you hope wins? Any favorites, basically? Who's your favorite country artist, I guess?
Well, those are all different questions, I think, in a way. So I think I'm actually really looking forward to sort of like Shelton and Kenny Loggins doing Footloose, because I liked the original movie. I'm old enough to like the original movie, and love the song. So that'll be really fun. I adore Brad Paisley, and I think he's going to be so much fun to watch as a host. In terms of winners, I guess for Entertainer of the Year, I feel that Taylor might have the edge in that. And
your guess is probably better than most people, since you're so in the know.
Well, we'll see, but I would maybe put my money on her for Entertainer.
All right. And one last question I'm asking everybody. Absolutely. What do you want for Christmas this year? I know it's a little early to ask, but
oh my gosh,
it's already November, so I'm asking.
I have a 2.5. And so all I'm thinking about right now is what I can get for him without loading him down with too much. But he's obsessed with fire engines, so at the moment I want to be able to find things in the store.
Right, I got you. All right, well, thank you so much, Eileen, for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Okay,
take it easy.
You.
All right, Billy, we're hanging out with Craig Morgan. Craig, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Good, man.
What's new with you? What's going on these days?
Man, I wish my hair was like yours. You got great hair.
I tried.
Look at mine. It looks like crap.
It's a big day. Yours is looking good too, man.
No, it's not. You can be honest. It's okay.
Well, this is going on the radio anyways, so.
Yeah, but y'all got cameras on radio now.
It's not even turned on.
Who are you kidding?
Don't look at that.
It's green. I know.
That means it's off.
You trying to insult my intelligence? I know it's working.
This is just going on the website. No one goes to the website.
I'm kidding. He said no one goes to the website. That's funny.
I mean, what's going on with you, man? What's an average day like these days for you?
Well, the last 3 days it's been absolutely insane. I shot the music video yesterday for. Okay, watch this. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, just finished an episode of Army Wives where I played myself. I just yesterday filmed the video for This Old Boy, my newest single, which is doing really well on country radio.
Awesome.
Which featured my love interest, Miss Angie Harmon. Just finished the album. The IP is available for download on iTunes. The album will be out late January, early February, it's titled This Old Boy. So everybody needs to go and download off of iTunes. The TV show, Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors, #1 radio show on the Outdoor Channel on Saturdays. In the middle of filming season 3 right now.
You are a man about town. You're just on the scene. You're all over the place. And is it true that you recently this year rescued two kids from a burning house?
Oh, my gosh, man. You go in one firehouse and you're good. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I heard that you manned the fire hose and everything.
That's true.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was kind of odd, though, because we seen what was going on. I did what anybody in my neighborhood would do. I got to be honest. The guys I hang out with, honest to goodness, I'm not making this up, they ride around looking for stuff like that. They want to do good. They want to be. They're trying to impress their wives and girlfriends.
Well, you had a lot of practice from hanging out at the bonfire.
Hey!
Nailed it. Nailed the joke.
Nailed the joke.
Okay. On top of that, though, I mean,
I went in and got the kids, and then I was standing there, and the fireman came up, and he hands me the hose like I was part of the crew.
He could tell. He could tell you had some experience. I'm just going to keep telling good things about you. You're a big fan of the troops. You play for the troops a lot, right?
Correct.
Here in the States and overseas.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Very important. I think everybody that has the opportunity to do something like that, we should. We got to take care of our men and women that are serving in our armed forces. No matter how you feel about conflict or what's going on in the world politically, it's very important that we make sure that we're providing the men and women with all the support that they need, not only overseas, but here at home and when they come home.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, you have a 2-day annual charity event. Is that right, for Billy's Place in Dixon?
That's correct.
Tell us about that.
We're in the process of trying to build a home in Dixon County for children who have been temporarily displaced from their homes for whatever reason. And this last year, this past season, we grossed over $98,000. On Saturday, we do an off-road trail ride. Everybody comes out and I bring in some of the biggest names in the motorcycle industry: Cowboy Kenny Bartram, Kevin Wyndham, Fred Andrews, Andrew Short, a whole bunch of the great riders. And they all come out, hang out with us. And then on Sunday, we do an acoustic show and have people come out, and I bring in different celebrities. This year I had Miss Pam Tillis, Sarah Darling.
Sweet.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The locals. Well, like I said, you're a man about town. You got your hands in everything. You're a TV star these days, country star.
I'm just doing everything I can to make people listen to my music.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by, Craig. Thank you so
buddy.
much,
good,
man.
Good
luck
to see
today.
You,
yeah,
Thank
take
you.
it easy. All right, let's go. All right, thanks, Billy. We're hanging out with Chris Cagle. How you doing, Chris?
I'm
good
good,
to see you,
man. How
You're
you
the
doing?
Man. You are. I'm sure you've gotten this joke a lot. You're back in the saddle.
Right? Yeah.
Has everyone been saying that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
It's unoriginal thing.
It feels like it. That's why the album's not yet been.
And for those people who don't know, your new album is called.
Well, possibly.
Possibly.
It's not, it's not etched in stone.
Working
yet.
title.
It is a working title, but the reason I thought of that is because I feel like every album should be kind of a snapshot of where you're at in life at that time as an artist,
I agree.
And so I thought, man, back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle.
It feels kind of like that. And when I'm home, I get up in the mornings and we get on the cutting horses and we cruise down and get all the cows and bring them up and we work the cattle and I'm in this, so that's kind of second love.
And then the single off that, Got My Country On.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the song.
Man, I think anything that anybody out there who knows my music would like if you thought of me, this would be the kind of song you'd think of me singing. So it's not necessarily a departure from anything I've done, but what it is
familiarity is good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's back, and then we'll kind of start moving
the Chris
a
that we know and love.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. I heard I was reading up on you, and I heard something about you when you first got to town, or way back in the day when you were waiting tables, you had a run-in with the legendary Harlan Howard. Is that true?
Actually,
how'd that go down?
It was very.
Correct me.
Sammy B's was in Nashville on Music Row at the time.
Okay.
And Sammy B's used to have a gold or a bronze plate, and it said, "This seat is reserved for Harlan Howard." Well, I didn't know who Harlan Howard was. I didn't know anything about it, so I was just sitting there thinking, "Oh, cool, somebody's got to, you know." Well, this old man comes in. He's like, "Hey, you're sitting in my seat, young man." And I was making a joke and said, "I don't see your name on it." And he goes, "It's right there, dummy." You know, and I was like, "Oh, you're Harlan Howard."
Oh, you are there.
And I had no idea what he did or who he was. And he had forgot his wallet, and he had a couple of drinks. And I said, I'll get him. And so he said, "Thank you." And he said, "Look, I'm a publisher. Here's my name and where I'm located. And write down and let me have this one and call me and come play me some music." And I thought, yeah, whatever.
Wow, that sounds like a different time back then, a little bit easier.
So I called him.
Okay.
And I went in and I sang, and I'll never forget. He goes, he had this thing where he'd sit in this chair with his feet up, and he had his hands laced behind his back and his head, and he goes, he's got his back to me. He's rocking this big red dimpled chair, and he goes, "Is that it?" I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "You ever thought about going to college?"
Wow.
And I was like,
"That's not what you want to hear."
Yeah, I just dropped out. And he goes, "Well, I just don't think your music is something somebody wants to buy." And I said,
"Ouch.
Well, what have you written?" Because I had no idea who I was dealing with.
Yeah.
He starts playing this stuff, and I'm like, wow. You know, "I Fall to Pieces. I Got a Tiger by the Trail." And then he played the Patty Loveless hit, "Don't Tell Me What to Do. I'll Love You Forever If I Want to."
Right.
So I said, "Well, do me a favor and tell me how to write a song." So he gave me this little information. I took it, and he goes, "Go write 50 songs. Bring me the last 10.
You were getting mentored by the man.
And so I was gone for about 6 or 8 months. I wrote 50 songs, came back with the last 10, and he published one of them, and it was on hold in about 3 days for Patty Loveless, and she never cut it. But that's kind of the story.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history.
I got 2 more random questions. Number 1, have you ever considered opening a bagel shop and naming it Kegel's Bagels?
No.
No?
Never.
Not a chance?
No,
all right. What do you want for Christmas? I've been asking everybody, all the artists, what do you want for Christmas?
I want my kids to be healthy and my wife to be happy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Well,
thank you very much for stopping by, Chris. We appreciate it.
And I want a big fat hit record.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's more along the lines of what I was looking for. There you go.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Billy. Well, we're hanging out with the one, the only Ronnie Millsap. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Nick.
Good to see you.
Pleasure to be on the Big 98, man.
Isn't it? I feel the same way.
This is big time.
Big time, man.
And it's a big week in Nashville. The biggest week.
I agree. So, and speaking of big, you got a new single coming out called. Tell us about it.
I've got a new album called Country Again. Yeah. The fans talked about. They said, "Hey, Millsap, will you ever consider recording another country album?"
And you said, "No way."
I said, "I'd love to." They said, "You've been guilty of being the multi-format artist, you know, recording songs that were on pop or adult contemporary or R&B or what, you know. We want a country album." So I got my friends together, my production people, and we went in the studio, and it's recorded on computer, so you can do it a lot quicker. We cut this album in 3 days.
No kidding.
Yeah.
3 days. And now the single off it is If You Don't Want Me To.
If You Don't Want Me To, The Freeze. It's a big dance,
it's got a dance that goes along
dance
with it.
down in Louisiana.
I love it.
It's a line dance, and people in Louisiana they love this song. They do it at any kind of celebration that they have, whether it's a wedding or special get-together. They always play and dance to The Freeze.
I love it, man. And now, for somebody that's been in the industry as long as you have, you're pretty high tech, right? You love all the new gadgets.
I love all the new gadgets. I love all the new toys. I sure do. I think actually making records is so much easier now with the digital technology. You know, there's only one thing I miss about analog.
What's that?
That's the smell of analog tape.
The smell of analog tape.
Yeah.
I know that smell. I love that smell.
I do too, and I miss that.
That's the smell of music right there.
It is. I think so.
Awesome. Well, I think you got big things coming up in the near future here, Ronnie, and we really appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us some of your time.
Hey, I love WSIX, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good luck with everything today.
You too, my friend.
All right. All right, thanks, Carla. We're hanging out here with Sonia Lee. How you doing?
Awesome.
Thanks so much for stopping by. How you doing these days?
Thanks for having me. I'm in Nashville.
You are. You're in
here
Nashville.
With you guys. That's
so
awesome.
Now you're signed to Zach Brown's label Southern Ground. Is that right?
Yep, Southern Ground Records out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. And you just recently released an album.
I did. It's
1978
called,
December.
1978 December, yes.
Tell us about it.
It's an eclectic body of the music that I've written over the years. You know, we got a little bit of a bluesy, country, rock and roll vibe going on there. And my new single, My Name Is Money, just came out with my video on CMT, which is my very first one.
Did Zach have any hand in the album?
Oh, yeah, he's co-producer and
cool.
executive, actually. And we co-wrote a couple of songs on the record as well.
Awesome. And now, like you said, the single is My Name Is Money.
Yes.
What's the song about? Tell us about the subject matter.
The song is if money could talk, what would it say? You know, it's a very powerful force. You know, if you have it, how do you feel? If you don't, how do you feel? It's, you know, it can really change your life in so many ways in an instant.
Gotcha. And so now, what's an average day like for you these days, or what's been on the plate?
Average.
These days?
I don't know if there are average days anymore.
Are you touring?
Yes, I'm on the road with Zach. So what I'll probably do is I'll wake up and kind of figure out where I'm at, and
gotcha.
then.
You got any crazy tour stories?
Oh, I've got a lot of those. I'm gonna write a book.
Oh yeah, can you give us one? I mean.
Oh, you know what? I was in New Mexico with Zach last year, and mountain, and yeah, I climbed to the very top of a mountain, and it was amazing.
Was that
before?
Before?
Yeah, it was a very spiritual experience.
Wow.
Probably one of my favorite.
All right, and then so you got any favorites at the CMAs this year? Anybody? And you're not allowed to say Zach Brown Band. Besides Zach Brown Band.
I'm a huge Eric Church fan.
I am
just
too.
think he's amazing.
He's the chief.
He's the chief, man. You know, you got the boss, who I'm a big fan of.
Right.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
you got the chief. So.
And I've been asking everybody, what do you want for Christmas? If it's not too early to ask, what's on your Christmas list this year?
On my Christmas list is I'm going to go to London.
You are going to go to London?
I'm going to go visit London. I've always wanted to. My birthday is December 15th, so I'm going to go to London for my birthday
even like on
Christmas.
The list. That's already a
That's
done
all
deal.
I want. That's all I want.
And are you playing any shows while you're there? Is that
no. Well, I might just do some coffee house stuff, whatever. Just I want it to be really relaxed and laid back and kind of a vacation.
But it's mostly recreation.
Absolutely.
You got any sites that you're planning on seeing while you're there?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the tower and see what's going on there.
Cool.
And maybe take some other side trips.
You're going to go see
maybe
Big
go to
Ben,
France.
check the time?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, what's next on the plate? What can we expect in the future from you?
We'll probably put out the next single, Bar, pretty soon.
Bar?
Bar. And I
Does
might.
that mean like a bar, like
Yeah.
Bar.
And I might be doing some dates with one of the guys that I've talked about tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's like a surprise. That's like a little
surprise thing.
It's a little like rumor
it's
starter.
Hint.
Yeah. I like it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Sonia. We
Pleasure.
appreciate it.
All right.
Good luck with everything today.
Thanks.
Good. All right. Thanks, Carla. Well, I'm hanging out with the man, Mr. Colt Ford.
What's up?
How you doing, sir?
Good, brother. You?
Well, you got the right hat on, because the first question I was going to ask you is it true that you were a professional golfer?
That is true. Yeah. I played the tour for about 7 years. That's the true statement.
7 years. All right. And then
about 100 pounds ago.
And then one day you were just like, done with golf, let's do music?
You know, I've always done music, and I always tried to do both, and it's pretty impossible. In music, I go to bed. When in golf, I need to be getting up.
Gotcha.
So it was, I just had to make a living, though. I had a wife and 2 kids, and I could make I knew for a fact I could do it with golf, and so... I got lucky and tried music one more time, and it worked out.
Awesome, man. And then, of course, the big story this past year, everyone's been talking about it, the whole Brantley Gilbert, Jason Aldean Dirt Road Anthem.
Yeah.
You want to say anything about that?
Well, Dirt Road Anthem is my song. I mean, it was on my record.
Exactly.
It was on my Ride Through the Country record, and Brantley and I wrote it together. We wrote it for my record and put it out in 2008 on my album. And then Jason, I had opened up a lot for Jason in 2009. I'd kind of branched out and gone a lot further areas than Brantley had at the time, and that's kind of why we came up with Countrywide too. When I came back, I said, man, there's country people everywhere, dude. They talk just like us.
Right.
They just sound different than we do. They like the same thing. So that's where Brantley and I came up with the idea for Countrywide too.
Gotcha. And so, I mean, I know most of your stuff is a little more, either lighthearted or party kind of oriented, but your latest single, She Likes to Ride in Trucks, right?
Yeah,
Is the name of the single?
It's a very personal song for me about my 16-year-old daughter.
Right.
And growing
It's with Craig Morgan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it's a ballad. I mean, it's every parent, your kids grow up, they go do their own thing, and you want to hold on to them, and but they go do their own thing, and that's kind of where I'm at with her. She's 16, and all the boys around where we live, they all got trucks, and she wants to ride in there with them. So that's kind of where that song came from.
I think every dad can relate to that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and it doesn't have to be a daughter. I mean, it's your son too. I got a son that's 12, and he'll get to that point too where he wants to go do his own thing and doesn't need to hang out with me. And you just hope you raised him right and did all right with him.
And then the name of the album?
Every Chance I Get.
Every Chance I Get. And what can people expect off that?
I mean, it's just got a lot of Colt Ford songs, a lot of fun stuff, some serious stuff, and a lot of rowdy kind of redneck kind of thing that I do. And Tim McGraw's on there, and Eric Church, and Luke Bryan's on there, and
cool, man.
Craig Morgan, Trent Tomlinson, a lot of people on there. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I think you got big things up ahead, bigger.
I'm excited.
I should say.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it happen.
Awesome. I think you're doing it.
Good to see you,
and
brother.
we appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thanks, Billy. Well, we're hanging out with the Chief himself, Mr. Eric Church. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I got to say, I'm a big fan of the new album. Really am. The production.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's really it's cutting edge. What were you going for that? Were you going for like off the beaten path as far as the sound of the album?
I think it's just about. I mean, I got this theory that in our industry, we have a small window of time that we get to make music and people care. And I think it's up to us as artists to push the envelope, to make music that's different, to maybe take the industry in a direction it hadn't been, to pick up the flag and carry it somewhere. Now, it doesn't mean people have to follow you there, but I think as long as you're pushing those boundaries, I think it's good for country music. And I have a huge reverence for the format. And my biggest pet peeve is artists who make the same music over and over and run songs up and down the chart. I think it's our job to push the boundary, push the envelope, and I think that's what we try to do.
You
with this
really
record.
are doing that, man. Homeboy, just the sound of it.
Thank you.
I mean, not just the lyrics, but I mean, the snare, the little xylophone or bells that you got going into the chorus. What is that? I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
It's actually a harp.
It's a harp.
It's pizzicato strings and a harp. Glissandi harp, actually. Glissandi harp.
All right, and then your new single right now is
Drinking My Hands. Yeah, which is our biggest hit. I mean, I really think I had a good feeling about the song anyway, and I think it's gonna be #1 song for us. So I'm stoked by that. If we get there, I don't want to jinx it, but it looks good.
It's pretty self-explanatory to me, but for everyone out there, tell them what it's about in case they don't know.
It's the Friday at 5 I'm fed up with the work week song, and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's a depressing song on Monday morning because you got 5 days where you can live it again, but it's a lot of fun come the weekend.
So depending on when you listen
it grows
it
throughout
can
the
either
week.
be depressing or it can be like a feel-good song.
Right.
All right. So and then you're doing a lot of touring these days?
I'm off right now. We just had a little baby boy, so I'm off.
Congratulations,
man. Thank you. I'm off till January 18th. In 2 weeks, we're announcing our tour. Because of the success of Chief, we've decided it's time to headline some big rooms. So we're doing our tour. We're doing our tour, announcing our tour in 2 weeks, and we're going from January to June next year. So we'll be talking about that next couple weeks.
Yeah, man, like molasses in late December.
Yeah.
You're creeping. You're creeping it, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. You got any favorites at the CMAs this year? Any performances that you're looking forward to?
Well, there's a lot of stuff this year that's a little different collaboration-wise, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. I've been to rehearsals. Seen some of the stuff, so I've already seen some of. There's a few good ones that I won't tell you about, but it's going to be.
Maybe I'm
going to
give it away. I heard a rumor yesterday that Darius might be performing with Lionel Richie. Did you hear that one? That's the one. That's the one you wanted to keep secret. There's a few others. There's actually 3 artists that are you go tell one.
With Little Big Town's playing with him too. That's really good.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Awesome, man. And then what's next for you? What's up ahead? What can we expect in the future?
For me, it's about the tour next year, and then with the success of Chief, I mean we're still early in this record, so I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for stopping by,
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Eric Church.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, thanks, Billy. We're hanging out with Miss Lori Morgan. How you doing?
I'm doing
great. You look fantastic,
Thank
as
you.
always.
So do you.
Thank you. What's new with you these days? What's going on?
Oh,
What's
gosh.
an average day like?
An average day is the craziest thing in the world. You don't want to be in my shoes.
I've heard you have a close relationship with drama. You
love
it, right?
I love drama. You know what?
Not
so much.
Alive. Is that
That's
your quote?
right.
That's your quote,
I'm
right?
proud of you, Nick, for
doing my homework.
Saying that. Yes. Well, that kind of was my life years ago. I've calmed down quite a bit since that statement.
All right.
I'm hoping I don't have too much drama. You kind of like to calm. I like to calm down and enjoy some things
Exhale
now.
Every now and then you need a good exhale.
But you know what? I'm blessed that I've had the drama that I've had because I've lived a very fulfilling life.
Absolutely, a one of a kind.
I have lived, a life that a lot of women only dream about. I've loved to the max and lived to the max and been places and I'm very fortunate. For those people out there that
don't know you, I mean, you started at what 13? You were out on the Grand Ole Opry.
13 at the Grand Ole.
Yes,
you have done your homework.
I have.
Huh?
And now you got a DVD coming out. Tell us about this DVD.
I have a DVD documentary that's coming out with 2 albums that are also CDs that are also in there. My I Walk Alone album and my Lori Morgan Live, and also the documentary. And it'll be out in January. And it's about my dramas of my life, the good and the bad, and also my music.
Gotcha.
So it's about everything that I'm about.
One way to put it. Another way to put it is one-of-a-kind experiences,
You
right?
better believe it.
Right?
And I wouldn't, you know what? I wouldn't trade it for anything. I have just been so blessed to do what I love to do for a living and, making music and making people happy. And
it's a great life. It must be a great life.
It is a great life.
Well, music is good for you.
Right, and
music is good for you.
You play music.
It heals. I do play music.
It is a healing. It is truly a healer.
It is. And so... Is there anybody at the CMAs that you're looking forward to listening to? Any performances?
I am hoping that my little buddy Miranda comes home with an award, and I'm hoping that Blake comes home with Entertainer.
They're fantastic.
I just love them.
They're like the new power couple.
Yeah, I love them a lot.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for stopping
you, Nick.
by,
I
Lori.
appreciate
we really
it.
Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Billy. Well, we're hanging out with Mr. David Nail. How you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic.
Good to
Yourself?
Thank you for. I'm great. I mean, I'm interviewing David Nail. So
Oh well, that could be debatable.
Now, word on the street is that you got a new album coming out.
On
about
Tuesday.
To drop.
About to drop. Literally like 7 days away. I can't believe it. It seems
amazing.
like yesterday we were in the studio. It's I'm really wondering if there was really, in fact, a September, because I don't really recall September. I think it went right from July to like mid-October, and I'm just finding out.
Right on, man. And the album is called The Sound of a Million Dreams?
A Million Dreams.
That's way better
I
than
wanted
1,000.
it to be a billion dreams, but they said that it might be kind of misconstrued as bragging.
Right. Well, is there a story behind the title?
You know, it's a song on the record, and a really powerful song, a song that when I first heard, I knew I was going to cut it. And at first, I had some other ideas on what I wanted to call it, but as the songs kind of came together and I started, messing around with the sequencing of the record, it just kind of made sense. It's really hard to explain. That's something that I've always put a lot of thought into. I've always felt like that was really important, the title, because, if you're in a record store or whatever and you walk by and you don't know anything about David Nail, hopefully you're intrigued by that. And I know I would be, personally.
And then, of course, the single off the album, Let It Rain.
Let It
Amazing
Rain is
song,
on there.
Man.
Thank you so much.
Amazing
I
song.
appreciate it. It's doing well for us. Y'all been very kind to us, and I want to thank you for that. Please continue until I let you know that it's okay to not be, which will never be the case.
Right. And one last question. What do you? I hope it's not too early to ask what you want for Christmas, because I'm asking everybody.
What I want for Christmas is certainly a top 10 single. I would love for this to go top 5.
Yeah.
And I would love. I just heard my name. Who just said my name? I would love a new. You know what? This is kind of personal. I'd like to get my wife pregnant.
There you go. That's a good one, man. That's a really good one.
I'm trying. I'm never home on the right days.
I wish you the best of luck with that, sir.
I just thought that, you got married and you had sex and you had a kid. I didn't know science was involved.
Right, yeah.
Now it's all going to. I already can foresee that this is going to end up being my fault.
Sorry.
Well, I hope that works out for you,
I don't
man.
care. You can put
I
that.
wish you the best of luck
I don't care if
in
America
that endeavor.
hears that. I'm working on it, America.
Right on.
Y'all say a prayer for me.
We will. We will.
I'm
Thank you so much for stopping by, David.
I'm sorry.
We appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
I'll sit here all day
you're
and
good.
talk.
They're the ones. All right. Well, thanks, Billy. We're hanging out with Gloriana. How you guys doing?
Doing very well.
Thanks for stopping by. What's new with you guys? What have you been up to lately?
Oh, not much. Just hanging.
I don't believe that.
We just got back in town last night, actually. We were in North Carolina, and we played our first show with a live symphony orchestra.
Get out.
A couple nights
Really?
ago. Yeah.
How was that?
It was amazing.
2 songs or like the
this
whole
was
show?
The whole show.
Full set. It was for it was called Chords for a Cause. Basically, it was a donation kind of thing. People could donate for this children's hospital
Cool.
that they're about to build locally, and we raised over $700,000.
Really?
Just for this hospital.
Really?
So we're very proud of it. And we got on a plane last night,
That's
got in really
awesome.
late, and then here we are this morning. And
Setting an
come and
example.
say hi to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go, you guys. You know, I gotta say, when I first got here to town about a year ago, I saw you guys play at at Warner on Music Row.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
guys were incredible.
Oh,
like
thank you so much.
really
Thanks,
good.
man.
And I don't say that to everybody.
Was
like
that
the
the rooftop
harmonies,
thing?
Rooftop thing.
Yeah.
The harmonies were so good, and
Oh,
I mean, you
thanks,
guys went
man.
into, I think, you did some Fleetwood Mac.
Go your own way.
Go your own
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
that's awesome that you remember that.
Yeah,
I gotta
absolutely.
find that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I was blown away.
Wow.
So, you guys got a single out right now.
We do.
Tell us about it. What's it about?
It just came out about 2 weeks ago. It's called Kiss You Goodnight. This is a song that I wrote with Josh Keir here
Cool.
in town. It was the first time we ever wrote
Big name.
together. Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah,
we met that day and got right to writing, and the song just kind of happened. We wanted to write something that was, kind of captured one of those movie moments in life, something real cinematic. And so it's about a guy and a girl on a first date, and that awkward moment of whether to or to not have that first kiss.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I like
man.
it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm asking everybody that stops by, I hope it's not too early to ask what you guys want for Christmas. What's on your list?
Ooh, Christmas?
A nap. That's what I want.
nap?
A nap for Christmas.
It's a big nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah, a stiff drink and a nap.
How about you guys?
Well, I'm really excited to hear the new Faith Hill record since we are label mates.
Right, yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping, crossing my fingers, maybe we get to do a little touring on that tour. It'll be
Big
amazing.
98 is going
So
to
if you're
start playing it
listening-
tomorrow. Single drops tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't.
See her today?
Come home. I
She was
did.
around.
I did. I was
She
a
looked
little
good,
nervous when
man.
she
She looked
showed
pretty
up.
good. Yeah. Intimidating.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Totally appreciate it. You guys keep doing what you're doing, and
Thank you so much.
good luck with
Awesome.
the rest
It was
of
great
the
to
circus
see you.
today.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, Carlo. We're hanging out with Trent Tomlinson. How you doing, boss? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's new? What's been going on with you lately?
Well, I've got a new album that's done, and a new single that's out called "Man Without a Woman." We got us a new record deal with Skyville Records and Paul Worley, and man, everything's good right now.
Awesome. Tell us about Man Without a Woman.
It's
So what's it about?
It's pretty much self-explanatory, the title, but I was remembering when I was 25-year-old Nashville broke songwriter, and I'd go to the icebox one particular day, and I'd try to get the milk out to pour me a bowl of cereal, and the milk was obviously sour. It'd been in there for too long.
Sure.
So I did what any normal broke songwriter would do. I poured water on the Frosted Flakes, and
Why
and
not?
had a meal.
Still cereal.
Yeah, exactly. But that memory was so vivid to me, and I thought that one day I'm going to write a song about that. So I kind of the first verse is about that. Poured water on the Frosted Flakes because the red cap milk's gone sour. You know.
Right.
And so to me, that was a man without a woman, because a woman would not let that happen.
That's
You know what I'm
fantastic.
saying?
I
And
agree.
so it went from that scenario to a guy who's married, who has kids. His wife goes away for the weekend. It takes him about 2 hours to completely destroy the house.
Yeah.
The beds
Yeah.
ain't made. The kids
Yeah.
are going to school with the clothes that don't
If
match.
you got any plants in the house? that
Absolutely.
died?
So
Yeah.
it's one of the better songs I've written in a long time. So we're real proud of it.
Awesome, man. And then as far as the rest of the album goes, if someone wants to get the album and they don't know what to expect, what can they expect?
You know what? It's just the best songs possibly from me you can expect. I mean,
Awesome.
I seriously, I went through 1,800 of my songs that I've written.
Wow.
To put this
You say
12
1,800?
1,800, yes. I wrote over that many songs. It's crazy, isn't it?
And then, so you're touring a lot?
There's 12. The 12
touring a lot,
yeah,
then?
I'm touring a lot. Just getting this.
You got any crazy tour stories?
Man, I've got a lot. Some things we
Can
can't
you
talk
give us
about.
one? Or maybe like a crazy place that you've played? You
know what, man? I tell you what's odd. The other day, I actually had a show where this girl wanted me to sign her battery of her cell phone. And what was so weird about it, she took the battery out of the phone and handed it to me, and I signed it. And then the battery goes back in the phone, and the cover goes over the battery where you can't even see it. It was just really
That's
bizarre.
really weird. I've never heard of that.
She was adamant about having it, and I'm like, I'll give you a picture or something.
Maybe that's the only thing she
It
could
was
find
bizarre,
is
wasn't it?
to sign.
No, I offered to give her a picture, and I mean, it was.
She didn't want. She wanted the
she
battery.
wanted her battery on her cell phone,
and then covered up.
And then covered up with her little. So whatever that means, dude.
I don't get it.
Maybe a thing.
You grew up in Arkansas, right?
Well, I was born in Arkansas,
born in
Blytheville, Arkansas. I was raised in Missouri, Southeast Missouri.
And then growing up, was it a musical household, or I read that your dad was a basketball guy?
Yeah, it
right?
wasn't a musical household at all. Actually, it was a sports household.
Were you pressured to play basketball?
Absolutely. My dad was my basketball coach. Coached me all through high school, and he was but he did instill a work ethic in me for sure that allowed me to be in Nashville and still take the licking and keep on ticking. You know what I mean? So mom and dad nobody ever played music, but we had my grandpa gave us a piano that he had in the house, and he didn't have any, and mom and dad put it in our house, and I remember I'd play one note and I'd play another, and it just somehow made sense to me.
Right.
Although I couldn't play it, it just made sense. And so at that point, I was like, and my love for it just kind of grew from there. Started writing songs and.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, what's ahead? What's the future looking like? What's next on the plate?
Man, I just want to hit song again, man.
I hear you. Don't we all?
We've had 3 in a row there in 2006, and then obviously Lyric Street Records folded and closed their doors, and so I found myself without a record deal there for about 2 years.
Right.
So I'm fortunate and thank God every day that I'm getting another chance to have a new song on the radio, and it's one of the best things I've done. Truly, it is, and hopefully we can have another hit and go out there and tour some more.
Cool, man. And one last question: What do you want for Christmas? I've been asking everybody.
Man, you know what? I actually want our whole family to go to the beach instead of staying at home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, head out to the coast?
Yeah, but I need a hit song before I pay for everybody.
Coast, Florida?
It doesn't matter. My mom really wants to, she always wanted to go to Mexico, and so I like to, we're talking about it. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Trent. Appreciate it, man.
Good to see you.